Hi everyone, Harrison Kratz here from Engage TV. I'm staying here with Sree Sreenivasan, one of the heads of digital journalism at Columbia, right, professor? And he just got done one of the sessions on the tools for digital journalism and what everybody needs to use. So Sree, why don't you tell us a little bit about what your session was all about?
So it was a kind of advanced social media for journalists, and I believe that everybody could use help using social media better. It's very easy to kind of go on and use it a little bit like everybody does, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, but I'm all about trying to help people use it in smarter ways.
So what are some of those ways that people can use it smart? I saw you did like Letterly.
Yeah. So Letterly, since you mentioned it, is a tool that allows you to be an email newsletter publisher that you can do with Yahoo groups. But what this does allows you to do is to create content and then have it. You can have people pay you for it. So you can set your fee 10 cents a month, $10 a month, whatever, and then people subscribe. So that's just an example. The fact is that in our lives we're so overwhelmed with information that it's hard to keep track of new tools, new cool and useful tools that are out there, and there are so many. And so you don't want to miss those. And so those some of the things that I was talking about were about the cool tools, and then I was also talking about how to use social media to listen more. Too many of us focus on how do we get more followers instead of how do we listen to more people, how do we follow more people. I've got everything I talk about is on one page on the internet on bit.ly, bit.ly/SreeSoch.
It's a giant business card.
Yeah, giant business card. bit.ly/SreeSoch, SREESOC. And if you go there, you'll find all my tips on social media.
So, as far as, I think a big part of even like community building is also listening. So do you see, is there a growing trend where journalists are now having to become more like audience and community managers, and our community managers having to become more journalists because they have to start providing content for their community?
I think you hit it on the head. Part of it is that journalism is changing. Because our relationship with our audience is changing. It isn't all about just publishing and talking to your audience. It's also about what does your audience have to add to the conversation. Andy Carvin, the great Andy Carvin, A. Carvin on Twitter, at A. Carvin, C-A-R-V-I-N, he talks about how he doesn't think of people as the audience anymore. He thinks of them as people who are experts and who can help you. Not everyone, but they can help you tell your stories better.
So, as far as you're a professor at Columbia, and how do you think students in other schools and professors in other schools should start approaching the field of journalism? Should it be a nice divide between fundamentals and the new tools? Or
I think they should be blended in as much as possible. So one of the tools that we're using this year in the fall with all our students is called Storify, which allows you to build stories around Twitter and Facebook postings and things like that. So you have to use both, but the thing the mistake that journalists and educators, including me, make is that we try to teach the tools separate from the actual use of it, and students will not remember unless you mix them together as much as possible. And among the new things we've been teaching at J School, aggregation. We're also teaching social media, as it were, and entrepreneurship. So we need to do all of that.
Absolutely. So going back to community for the final question, whether you be journalists, community managers, what do you think is the most important factor in building community?
Be a part of the community. Be an active, engaged, interesting member of the community, and then people will respond to you. I tell people it's too late to figure out Twitter once the plane has landed in the Hudson, or once Osama has been shot. It's too late. You have to use it when you don't need it, so you understand the language, you have to understand the etiquette, the practices, so that when time comes you can jump in and be helpful to people. Otherwise, you're kind of lost and you look desperate on LinkedIn if you haven't used it before. I know somebody who turned her nose up at all these requests that you said, I have a great job, I don't need it. Then she lost her job, and then she didn't know what to do.
All right, thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you.
All right, and we'll pull out the giant business card again. You can follow Sree at Sree, S-R-E-E on Twitter. I highly recommend it. And we'll have more videos for you from BlogWorld, so thank you again.
Thank you.
All right, take care.
Bye-bye.
All right, awesome. Thank you very much.
Give me your Twitter handle.